A very pleasant Sunday afternoon, everybody. We welcome you to the campus of Ferris State University in Big Rapids, Michigan, inside Ewigleben Ice Arena on this Sunday afternoon for Game 2 of this weekend series to open up the 2021-2022 hockey season between the Miami RedHawks and the Ferris State Bulldogs. Bulldogs just took the ice to our left, and they run out of this big inflatable bulldog mouth that the fans get all fired up for once they inflate it, and the RedHawks taking the ice now on their side of things on the ice to get us going here before our contest this afternoon. Patrick Geshan with you from Big Rapids for night 2 of this series, and the RedHawks last night, the 7-4 victory over Ferris State to open up the season. An offensive explosion for Miami. 6 different RedHawks scoring all those 7 goals, and it was a pretty good night as well for Ludwig Pearson in the Miami net. He gets the night off tonight. We'll see Logan Eaton between the pipes for the RedHawks. We'll get to all those news and notes here as we get going from Ferris State, but first, we'll send it to the arena public address for tonight's starting lineups and our national anthem.
The starting lineups for today's contest between the Miami University RedHawks and your Ferris State University Bulldogs. First for the RedHawks, in goal, wearing number 31, Logan Eaton. At right wing, wearing number 26, Matt Berry. At center, wearing number 17, Michael Regan. At left wing, wearing number 10, Chase Friesach. At defense, wearing number 7, Robbie Drasner. At defense, wearing number 13, Derek Dashke. And the rest of the RedHawks. And now, your Ferris State Bulldogs! At right wing, wearing number 17, Marshall Boyd. At center, wearing number 12, Dallas Truitt. At left wing, wearing number 20, Liam McDougall. At defense, wearing number 3, Ben Schulteis. At defense, wearing number 2, Brendan McCallion. In goal, wearing number 1, Logan Stein. And the rest of the Bulldogs. At this time, we ask that you please rise for the singing of our national anthem, being sung today in her 40th season with Ferris State Hockey, Rachel Schumann.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight of the ramparts we watched, o'er so gallantly stream. And the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner
There's our national anthem here tonight, and the teams will wait for the Army ROTC color guard to leave the ice surface with the colors before they escape their respective blue lines and get into that pre-game routine here about a minute before our puck drop. So the colors have left the ice, and we are set and ready to go for some hockey here from Ewigleben Ice Arena on this Sunday afternoon. Game 2 of the series between Miami and Ferris State. Starting goaltenders for this one. Between the pipes for Miami, we mentioned it earlier, Logan Eaton, number 31, making his first start for the RedHawks. It'll be his 9th career appearance, 5th career start. The UMass Lowell transfer as a junior for Brighton, Michigan, in his home state here today. Career record 0-3-0, 4.29 goals against average for Logan Eaton, and in his career an .862 save percentage with the Riverhawks of UMass Lowell. Between the pipes for Ferris State, same guy we saw last night, Logan Stein, sophomore at 6'2", 209 from Sewanee, Georgia. And Stein last night giving up 7 goals against the RedHawks on 22 shots. That gives him on the season, through one game, a 6.19 goals against average and a .714 save percentage. Same uniforms as we saw yesterday. RedHawks are in their road red uniforms with Miami across the front in white, and the white number on the back. Ferris State, their home white uniforms, the golden bulldog on the front, and then the maroon numbers and maroon names on the back. Same officials as last night as well. Your referees, Derek Burkpile and TJ Likens. The linesmen are Kyle Bushy and Marty Schaefer from the CCHA. Face off at center ice. RedHawks move left to right across your radio here at period number 1. And the game is on from Ewigleben Ice Arena in Ferris State University. RedHawks with a puck in their own zone. They'll work it out up the right wing, back into the Bulldog end. And it's an icing call against Miami in the first 15 seconds of the game as Chase Greasock could not chase it down for the RedHawks. It was sent down the ice by Drasner in his own end for Miami, but flip kind of pass looking for somebody at center ice, could never connect, and it went all the way down for the first whistle of the game. 19:45 left in our first period. So the face-off here to the right of Logan Eaton, a win by Ferris State. They send a shot right to the side of the net, but Eaton gets his blocker on it, and the puck deflects to the near corner. With it there, Derek Datchke kind of got locked up by a few white jerseys. The puck escaped to the left side of the Miami zone, and that's where Greasock gets it and is hit trying to take it over the Bulldog line left wing. The puck squirts back to the center circle. Robbie Drasner grabs it there, throws it behind the Ferris State net for Miami, and the Bulldogs try a long stretch pass from below their own goal line. That never connects with anybody, and it's an icing call against Ferris State. His back deep in his own end was number 22 in white. That's Luke Farthing, a defenseman. He tried to pass it up the left wing side, but nobody there to connect with. And that puts a face-off here in the Ferris end to the right of Stein. We have 47 seconds gone by in the first period. RedHawks win this face-off. They turn it over, though, near side of the zone. Ferris State will chip it all the way down on Eaton in the RedHawk net. They'll make the stop and then deflect the puck over to the far corner of the Miami zone as the Bulldogs grab a line change. Clement, the left side feed up the boards to Barbolini, spins it in behind the Ferris State net and the Bulldog zone. Ferris will work it out back to the neutralized area here. Will Cullen standing right point for Miami. Let the puck escape the zone, barely threw it back in, but it's an offside call against the RedHawks. For our third whistle of the game, we are a minute and 13 seconds into it here for Big Rapids, Michigan. So the neutralized draw, the Ferris State left wing closest to their blue line. Bulldogs work it out to center ice after they win it. Monty Graham, the backhand shovel from the left wing red line at center ice, back behind the Ferris State net. Puck rims around to the near half wall, top of the near circle. Miami offensive zone. Sladek rips a wrist shot purposely wide to the far corner. Miami able to grab it there momentarily until Ferris takes over. And up the left wing of his own zone for the Bulldogs coming out is Antonio Venuto. And then he gives it back to Miami in a RedHawk stretch pass. Can't connect as Reich was trying to go to Monty Graham up the left wing, but they wave the icing off as the puck goes back behind the Ferris State net. Bulldogs with it, far corner of their own zone. Spinning away from the man was Sam Skinner, defenseman. Will get it up the right wing boards, but not out. Good stop by Moulton on the long pass ahead. He'll throw it toward the net. It's sticked away by the goaltender Stein to the far corner. 2-on-2 battle ensues there. You get Sladek and Graham in it for Miami. Looks like Fedoruk and Skinner in there for Ferris State. And the Bulldogs escape with a puck. Transit behind his own cage for the Bulldogs. Will rim it up the right wing boards, trying to get it out of the zone. Meeting Jacob Dirks. Up high was Dylan Moulton, who came in from the point to keep it in. And then Miami will send this puck back in the zone after it's squirted out off one of their own men. We get an offside call against the RedHawks here. Never mind, I actually think it's a high stick against Ferris State. That puck took a few weird deflections. I believe it went off a Bulldog high stick. And they send a face-off here to the right of Stein in the Ferris State zone. So Miami and Ferris State both allowed line changes during the whistle. And the RedHawks here with a quick shot off the face-off as the rim of that near circle was Cassetti. Ripped it wide after the face-off win by Miami. Puck goes behind the Ferris State net. Schulteis to Ewigleben. Could not connect the D-to-D pass below the Ferris State goal line. Puck squirts up in the high slot behind the offensive zone. Daskis takes over. The pass to Fletcher and they score. A wrist shot over the blocker side of Stein. And 2 minutes and 43 seconds into our hockey game, the RedHawks open up the lead at 1-0. Simple turnover by Ferris State in their own zone. RedHawks pounce on it as the forwards coming off the bench. That great line has been producing so far in this young season of Fletcher, Daskis, and Cassetti. And they crash on this puck high in the zone of Ferris State. And then the player coming down the left wing there was Daskis. He fed it over to Fletcher. The left-handed shot by Fletcher on the right wing, rim of the circle. Able to just lift a simple one over the blocker side of Stein into the Ferris net. RedHawks break the ice here less than 3 minutes into the hockey game. Puck goes behind the Miami net. Eaton will spin it around the far half wall of the RedHawks zone and out. Up the left wing, center ice red line. Barry finds Grisak cutting through the center circle. Over the Bulldog line, right wing. Drop pass to Cullen, right point. Miami offensive end. Try to connect with Clement as they switch spots. Clement has to chase it to the near boards, but will spin it back in the zone anyway for the RedHawks. They stay on side. Puck goes behind the Ferris State net. Matt Berry will find Grisak near corner. Weak centering play in front. Deflects off Regish's skates. He's able to regain control, get it to the right point. And Clement right back down to the corner for Grisak. 2-on-2 battle ensues there here in the Ferris State zone. Grisak, Berry in there for Miami as it's lodged up against some skates in the boards. Ferris State emerges. The left side clear, goes out of the zone from Picorni. The puck goes down to the near corner. Ferris State offensive end. Dielstra met there by Clement, knocks him off the puck. RedHawks will send it here up the near side of their own zone. Grisak will throw a pass to center ice and went off of Ergang's skate of Ferris State and went back in the zone and then deflected off his own man Dielstra. They call the offside off of that, and that stops the clock with 16:10 remaining in our first period. So this neutralized draw comes on the Miami right wing closest to their blue line on the near side of the ice. And it's a win for the RedHawks. They escape neutral ice with a puck. Red Savage tips it over the Bulldog line, left wing to the far corner. Barbolini first to it for Miami, but let go on a drop pass. And McDougall springboards his man up the right wing out of the zone, and Marshall Moyes cross corner dump it from the center ice red line. Moyes to the near corner of the Miami zone. RedHawks regain control here and send it out up the far side of the ice. And Ferris State regroups there in their own end. Left wing at center ice, the red line. McDougall will spin it over the RedHawk line left wing. Miami able to take over. Nice stick check by Red Savage. And he'll skate his way up the left side of the ice through neutral ice and dump it in behind the Ferris State net. Puck goes behind there as Skinner trying a right wing breakout pass. Nobody there though, standing on the hash mark to the boards. Moyes had it come in but nearly turned it over. Finally Ferris works it out to center ice. Skinner though, met at the red line before dumping attempt. A great hit by Red Savage. Turns the puck back over to Miami. Drives over the Bulldog line. Right wing will spin it around the boards to the far half wall. Meeting the puck there is Chase Pletzky with Venuto of Ferris State. And the Bulldogs win this battle to throw it out to the center ice circle. And over the RedHawk line left wing comes Jake Transit. He'll dump the puck into the far corner of the Ferris State offensive zone. Ewigleben trying to pass it near corner. Able to find Transit there. A give and go to Ewigleben. Back to the right point. At the line, Schulteis. Top of the far circle. A shot. Blocked down with his stick. Loose in front of Eaton. He made a pat save on a rebound chance. And then Schulteis' spin around shot from the near corner that went off a stick and went behind the net. Miami logs this puck up against the near corner in their own zone. Drasner and Sladek escape with it. They turn it over. Left point shot. Ewigleben sails wide of the net. Schulteis center ice red line back to the right wing for Ferris State. Has to regroup at his own end. The feedback for Ewigleben. And they work it up the left wing boards and get it behind the Red Hawk goal. Ferris State a full 5-man change with 14:10 to go in the first period. Red Hawks lead at 1-0. Back in the Ferris State zone with a puck. Jacob Turks to the near side. The feed up the left wing center ice. Merrick dumped it into the near half wall of the Ferris offensive zone for Fairmouth. He turned it over. Cassetti chips it over the Bulldog line right wing to the near corner of the ice. Fletcher meets it there behind the net for Miami. He, though, gives it up on a stick check. Good play there made by Luke Farthing. But then he coughs it up in the far corner of the Ferris zone, and a battle ensues with a loose puck in the circle. That's picked up by Fletcher. He'll send it past to nobody near half wall Miami offensive zone. Cullen from the right point picks that up, throws it middle, deflects off escape back to the near corner, and then Daskis cycles down low below the goal line for PJ Fletcher. Redhawks within the offensive end. Fletcher, left point feed. Clement coming down the right wing wall was Cullen. He threw it in front. Daskis there, the only guy that could have got to it, but they lifted his stick up, and here comes Ferris back over the Red Hawk line left wing. Fairmouth, far side pass, his shot that came in there from Turks, and the rebound knocked free by the Red Hawks to the right point. Keeping it in was McCorney. His shot pad save on a wide open chance by Eaton. Now Clement with it near corner Miami zone, throws it back to center ice, and Fedoruk takes over there for Ferris State. They work it back in the Red Hawk zone with a full 5-man change, and Clement some time to breathe in his near corner. He's going to rim this one around the boards to the far side. Ferris picks it off right point, and they send it to the near corner. And a good play by Dielstra. Goes behind the net. Ergain to Dielstra in front, the one-time score. And with 12:40 left in the first period, our game is tied at 1 on the Ferris State goal by number 13 in white. That's Mitch Dielstra, the sophomore from Listowel, Ontario. His first goal, his first point of the season, and we're knotted at 1. A case there for Miami, kind of running around in their own zone. They were tired, they hadn't changed in a while, and Ferris State had to work this puck in front. After behind the net with it alone was Dielstra. He fed it to the middle of the ice. I'm sorry, Dielstra had the goal. He got the feed from Tulik behind the net, I believe. And then the one-time chance beat Eaton over the blocker side for Miami left post. He really had no shot at it, and Redhawks had no defensive coverage in front of their own net. So we're tied at 1. 12:17 to go in the first period. Ferris State breaks out of their own zone. McDougal near side, center ice, the cross ice feed to Schulteis, the D-man over the Red Hawk line, right wing on the rush. Fires a wrister at a bad angle from the far corner, goes off the side of the net and behind the cage back to the Red Hawks. Here's Karisak through the center circle of the Bulldog line, middle of the ice. Will feed it over to Barry, but Matt Barry enters the zone offside. Sinard was on that rush, and he came over the line before the puck down the left wing of the sheet. We have 11 minutes, 58 seconds left in our first period for a Big Rapids, Michigan game 2 of the series, and we're tied at 1 here on this Sunday. We're back in a moment. You're listening to Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. "11 minutes, 58 seconds remain here in our first period from Big Rapids, Michigan. Patrick Geshan with you. A 1-1 game between Miami and Ferris State. Here on the ice, game 2 of the series. As Miami here with this neutralized draw, they win it, get it back deep into the Ferris State zone. Picking it up there was number 6 in weight. That's Blake Ebenau, the defenseman. Can't clear it though up his near half wall of his own end. Redhawks able to get down there on the right point and keep it in the zone. That was Ryan Savage who did that. Sent it back to the near corner, and Ferris State will try to work this one out in the near corner of their end. Even out over the transit, far side of the ice. The right way feed picked off by Daschke. Sends it right back into the Ferris zone. After he was skating backwards, transit with it out, trying to come out of the end for the Bulldogs. He's turned over at center ice, though. Dishes back to his own end. Connor Fedoruk, left wing at center ice, dumps it in behind Logan Eaton and the Miami net. Dashke the pass to the near corner. Drazner gives it up near side for Ryan Savage. Passes to his brother Red, middle of the ice. And here comes Miami with a Bulldog line left wing. Dashke far circle, bad angle wrist shot, sails wide of the net and behind it. It spins around the boards out of the zone. Cullen at the right side of the ice for Miami with a slap shot to send it back to the Ferris end. Bulldogs break it out from there at center ice. Skinner, right side of the red line, trying to go D&D. It was picked off by Miami. Pletzky over the Bulldog line right wing, top of the near circle. Clement, a high wrist shot that's shouldered off by the Ferris netminder and Stein. And here come the Bulldogs back to the way, but a stretch pass can't connect through center ice. Finally turned over again by Miami. Dirk center circle, sends it to the far corner of the Miami zone. The only man in the area as Ferris getting a line change there. RedHawks will cleanly break it out of their end up the right side. And here's Pletzky over the Bulldog line to the right wing. Goes to the corner without an angle to the net. Shadowed by Mikulinen. Mikulinen turns it over the corner after it took a weird deflection off the referee. Pletzky there will lock him up against the boards with a puck. Graham joins the battle as well, so does Fedoruk. Graham emerges through the right circle. Wraparound attempt. It bounces in front. But really nobody there for Miami to try to clean it up. Ferris still bad puck handling in front of their own cage. Nearly turn it over again. They finally work it up the right wing and through center ice. Picorni over the RedHawk line left wing. He's shouldered off by Reichwitz. Top of the near circle, and the puck goes to the far corner for Miami. Molds in D&D in his own end to the near side for Hampus Reichwitz. He turned it over though in the circle of Venuto. And then he tried to spin it toward the net, deflected off a body to the near corner and back to the left point. RedHawks here will try to regain control. They can't. They spin away from the puck. Dielstra, near corner, Ferris State, offensive end, try to feed it to the line. Got broken up there by Moulton, who got in the way. Reichwitz now spins it back to center ice. Dielstra, a quick up and attempt. Blocked down by Moulton near circle Miami zone. And now he'll start to try to skin it up the right wing. The feed to Cassetti. Chips it in over the Bulldog line behind the Ferris State net. Mikulina closes Fletcher off there as they battle for the puck. Now McDougal will knock down Daskus to the ice far corner. Miami though able to get it to the line. Right point, Drazner, a wrist shot and a glove save is made by Stein. Moving to his left with 8:53 to go in the first period. So back and forth they go at Ferris State. We're still tied at 1, just past the halfway point of period number 1 here from Big Rapids. 8:53 to go. You're listening to Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. Eight minutes, 53 seconds remain in our first period from Big Rapids. Patrick Geshan with you in a 1-1 game between Miami and Ferris State. As the Bulldogs here with the draw in their own zone, able to work it out. Coming out of the timeout, a left wing feed though misses Venuto at the Red Hawk line. Goes past his stick and for an icing call deep in the Miami zone, and the draw coming right back to the left of Logan Stein in the Ferris State net. 8:42 to go here in our first period. Shots led by Miami 4-2. Regish is in this drop for the RedHawks against Jake Transit of Ferris State. Puck kind of squirts behind the Bulldog net. RedHawks pick it up there, get it to the left point for Dashke. The give and go with Drazner right side. Now Drazner with it again, right point into the top of the near circle. Is skated around to the corner. The wrist shot there. Pat saves Stein. We had a delayed penalty coming up as Drazner picked up his rebound, took it behind the net, and attempted to wrap it around. Stein got the pad there, and then Ferris State touched it up. And we have a penalty coming against the Bulldogs with 8:20 left in our opening period. It's going to be a hooking call, I believe, against Jake Transit of Ferris State. Cross-checking, beg your pardon. And it will be a Miami power play for the first time in this game, the first penalty of the game between either team. Red Hawk power play that opened a lot of eyes last night for a good reason. They went 3 for 6 As Ferris State found the box a lot in the game one of this series, they found it 6 times, obviously, and the RedHawks capitalized on half of those power plays. So Miami works it here, after the draw in the offensive zone. Center of the blue line is Moulton, dishes over right point for Cullen, and his pass through the circle goes off a Ferris State stick, and it's cleared all the way down the ice by the defenseman and Brendan Mikulinen. 1:38 to go in our power play for Miami. And you have 7:53 to go in the first period. Moulton skates it out of his own end, but turns it over to Picorni, who shadowed him the whole time. Back in the hands of Ferris State. Schulteis near side at the left wing. The Bulldog end will rip it off the glass all the way back down behind Eaton. Eaton gives it up for Dylan Moulton. 1:17 to go here in the power play. Moulton, a drop pass back in his own end. Daskis, the D-man, will skate it over the Bulldog line left wing, chip it off the far boards behind the net. And then Ferris State from behind their own cage will spin it around and down the ice as Brendan Ron's doing that for the Bulldogs behind Eaton again. Redhawks still without a shot in this power play, 55 to go in it. Dylan Moulton skates it out of the RedHawk zone, but he was spun away from the puck by Merrick, who then sends it back behind the RedHawk cage again. Barry to pick it up, and he'll springboard the RedHawks through center ice. Over the Bulldog line, left wing, Barbolini. The drop pass to the left point. Daschke to the near corner for Griesbach. Back to Daschke's center blue line. Barry the give and go with Daschke at the right point. Top of the far circle, Griesbach spins a pass that goes off the skate of the RedHawk player down there in the corner, Regish. He regains control. Near half wall, Barry down to the near corner, Barbolini. The centering play in front, a couple of whacks at it. It's in a mass of bodies. The puck's still loose according to the referee. RedHawks digging at it. It finally goes behind the net, and Ferris State will clear this one to center from the far corner with 6 to go in the Miami power play. And we got a penalty now coming up against the RedHawks for holding. And who do they got? There was a scrum of bodies in front of the Ferris State net after a rebound that came off the pads of Stein, and then you got like a 3-on-3 battle down there for the puck, and I guess Matt Barbolini held somebody with the referee standing right there. Hard to see that with trying to look for the puck and figure out what was going on there. As the RedHawks had a decent chance to score, the puck was still loose in front of Stein, who had no idea where it was. Under a few Ferris State players that were down on the ice, so maybe that's what caused the penalty. Well, nonetheless, Ferris State, their first power play chance of the game, as Transit escaped from his penalty, and Miami with a penalty kill face-off win in their own zone. They work it back behind the Ferris State net. Turned over the far circle, Pletzky for Miami, offensive end. Had a short stint possessing the puck, then he gave it off to Monty Graham behind the cage, trying to center in front for Pletzky in front of the Ferris State goal, but that pass never connected. Graham got it back in the near circle and then shot it in on Stein, who had to make the cover, and the clock stopped with 6 minutes to go in the first period and 1:36 to go in the power play for Ferris State. Tag team action there between Graham and Pletzky in the Miami offensive zone, and they were doing a good job to keep it away from the Bulldogs here on the power play. Draw to the left is Stein. It's a clean win for Ferris State. Fedorik will take it behind his net, hit the brakes, and turn back up the ice. Left wing feed at the red line, center ice. Tulik rips it around the boards to the far side. At the half wall, Fletcher got to it for Miami and poked it back to center. Fedorik with it in his own end for Ferris State. The drop pass, Tulik near wing with Fletcher pressuring him. He turned the puck over. Fletcher, a shot from the slot, got blocked down by McDougal, the only other guy in the zone for Ferris State. And the RedHawks here are changing on the penalty kill as the puck locked up in the corner by Red Savage with his skate against the boards. They finally work it free. McDougal for the Bulldogs. Over the RedHawk line left wing. Gave it back to the point. Fedorik, left wing shot. Pat saved Eaton. The low wrister kicks the near corner, where Red Savage turns it back over to Fedorik. He'll spin it behind the net. Tulik locked up there with Daschke. Daschke had the puck momentarily. Now it's on the stick of Merrick. Pass to the top of the near circle for Fedorik. He tried to slap shot it through Monty Graham's shin guards. It went off there, back to the Ferris State zone, and the Bulldogs are going to ice it here, never mind on their own power play, and then they dumped it in on Fedorik's tip. Left side of the red line at center ice. A pass that went well wide of him, but he got a stick on it to knock the icing away. So now it's at center ice, left side. Venuto, Ferris State dumps it into the near corner, Miami zone. Ryquist first to it. will go to Daschke, left half wall, and he'll chip it all the way down the ice. With 3 to go on the Ferris State power play, it will expire with 4:22 to go in our first period. And the Bulldogs will not be able to even get a shot off in that, or I believe they had one shot in that power play. RedHawks with a far circle, bury the shot, he scores! On a pass that came from behind the net by Michael Regish. So Ferris State, after the power play, they were trying to change when the puck went back in their own zone, and the RedHawks noticed that. They got the offense quickly into the Ferris State end. And Regish won a battle in the near circle for the puck. He got it to the near corner. A pass to the far circle for Barry right at the face-off dot. And the wrist shot there ripped over the blocker side of Stein. And Miami retakes the lead at 2-1. 4:13 to go in the first period. And the RedHawks here, no shortage of offense this weekend, that's for sure. A great sight to see compared to where things were last year. Ferris State in their own offensive zone now. Near corner, Dealster will try to rim it around the far side. Nobody there, though, and then miscommunication by Miami. They give it back to the Bulldogs. As Moulton near corner, spun off the puck by Dealster. Then a battle ensues, locked up against sticks and skates and the boards. 2-on-2, you have Neaton in there with Ryquist for Miami, Ergin, and Dealster up for Ferris State. It's just locked up there, not moving. Finally, it squirts free up that near half wall, but Corny gave it up for Ryquist. He'll scan it through the middle of the ice. The backhand flip to center. Fletcher over the Bulldog line, right wing, able to connect to the pass, and he'll hit hard in the boards with the Ferris State player in Rons. Puck goes to the far side of the Miami offensive end. Bulldogs work it out over the line, right wing. In the RedHawks zone is Ergang. He'll try a slap shot and went off of Jack Clement's stick, the lone defenseman back for the RedHawks, and deflected up and out of play. And that stops the clock with 3:14 to go in our first period. So the RedHawks get the goal back. They are on top 2-1 on the tally by Matt Berry. Last year's leading scorer grabs his first goal of the season, and that's where things stand in this one. You're listening to Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. Truck coming up to the left of Logan Eaton in the Miami zone. Quickly won by Ferris State on the timeout. A shot top of the far circle by Merrick. Sails over the net to the near corner. The RedHawks take it back. And the far half wall. Barbolini will flip it out to center ice for Ryan Savage. He turned it over at the Bulldog line, center of the ice. Fedoruk now a springboard. The Bulldogs up the left side and in the near corner of the Miami zone. Cullen first to it, will spin it around the boards to the far wing. Cut off there by McDougal. A right point slap shot. Sails wide of the net to the near corner. And then it's spun around to the far side again by Fedoruk at the left point. Turned back over to Miami. They'll clear it out to center ice. Fedoruk in his own end. Ferris State works it up the left wing boards. At center ice, the red line. Merrick chips it in behind the RedHawk net. Eaton will spin it to the near side for Cullen, but he can't connect in the breakout feed to Red Savage. Ferris got it back in the slot. A shot by Moyes. Patted away by Neaton to the near corner. And Miami will get it back out of the zone up through center ice. Ferris State will weakly play it back in the Miami end. Trasner, the left wing feed for Daschke. Graham spun it forward to the left side of the Bulldog line. They get over it as Graham cutting middle of the ice. A wrist shot there in the high slot that went off his stick into the far corner. Bulldogs softly work it up the right wing of their own zone. They chip it back to center. Drasner in the zone end for the RedHawks. Far half wall. Trying to do a one-on-one battle with McDougal. He wins it and springboards Graham up the left wing, and he's passed to Sladek. Is not able to connect over the Bulldog line left wing. Puck stops right at the far half wall. Miami offensive zone. Pletzky picks it up. Far corner. Off the board pass to Daschke. Left point. The wrists are in. Big save on the rebound. The chest there of Stein got on it. And it's sent back to center. Drasner in his own end for the RedHawks. D-to-D feed for Daschke. Left side, the cross-ice feed to the right side of the Bulldog line. Sladek lost it to Farthing. Ferris State, the dump in behind the Miami net. Eaton will rim it around the boards to the far side of the glass. Greasock turned it over to Transit, top of the far circle of the Ferris State offensive zone, and then Greasock got it back after a weird bounce off Michelanen's skate. A pass there, they were trying to go to him, and it's kicked back to center ice as Michelanen now will take it back in the Ferris zone, force a peace and quiet, and then the Red Hawk forecheck gets the Bulldogs before they're able to cleanly work it out to center ice. Farthing over the Red Hawk line, right wing with a minute to go in the first period. Far corner, a pass to the near circle where Transit winds up for a bomb. That is a glove save by Logan Eaton with 46.9 seconds left in our first period. A hockey game led by Miami, 2-1. The sheet of ice here at Ferris State is 50 feet shorter than a regulation sheet of ice in terms of the length. Not the width, the length. It's 150 by 80, not the usual 200 by 85. So it's 5 feet shorter in the width, it's 50 feet shorter in the length. And that's why this game moving so fast, both games are, because the sheet is shorter. Red Hawks offensive zone to the far circle. Joey Cassetti turned it over in the far corner. Ferris State works it up through center ice, back into the Red Hawks zone. Reichwitz chases it near corner, first to the puck. Far corner feed for Dylan Moulton in the far circle of his own end. Chip back to the near side of center ice. Cassetti, right wing Miami, the backhand dump into the zone. Back behind the net, it's time for Ferris State. Finds Venuto near corner, spins it off the high glass, back to center ice. Where the first one to it for Miami to zone end is Cullen. He'll go off the glass again, right side of center ice. Daskis battles there with Ferris State's Fedork, and then Cassetti picked up the puck, spun it into the Ferris State zone, and the clock stops here at 0 for the end of the first period. So a first period that went by in the blink of an eye. At the end of the day, at the end of the first 20 minutes, Red Hawks lead it after one by the score of 2-1. Ferris State and Miami looked a little bit tired in that first period, but of course the quick turnaround from last night's first game of the season, and then you got to factor in a 4 o'clock start. Probably these two teams are a little bit sleep deprived after kind of a shorter night last night. But at the end of the day, they did put together a pretty entertaining first period of play, and the Red Hawks, with the offense, came right back out for game 2 of the season. They lead it 2-1 here after 20 minutes from Big Rapids, Michigan. So let's take a look at the scoring summary in that first period. For those of you that listened last night, you know we didn't have any live stats. We got the live stats back up today. They worked all night to make sure we had it, so that's very good. Credit to the sports information staff here at Ferris State. The scoring got started in that first period just 2 minutes and 43 seconds in, as P.J. Fletcher for the Red Hawks, wearing number 8 in red this season, picked up his first career goal, also his first goal in a Miami uniform. The even strength unassisted first goal. Again, that came 2:43 into the first period to give Miami the 1-0 lead. Ferris State tied at 7:21 into the first frame as Mitch Dielstra found the back of the net for a goal that was assisted by Stefan Picorni. That was the only assist given on that tally to tie the game at 1. A nice play by Picorni behind the net to feed it in front for Dielstra, the one-time shot that went over the blocker side of Miami's goaltender in Logan Eaton. And then the Red Hawks broke the ice again, 16:46 into that first period as Matt Berry found the back of the net for the Red Hawks. His goal was at even strength, and they say unassisted, but I believe that will be assisted when they go back and look at the video. There's a pass that came from the near corner of the zone to the far circle where Berry shot it, and I beg your pardon, I don't remember who passed it to him, but it was not tipped or anything. It was a clean pass from my memory, so I believe they'll give an assist to that goal. We'll just have to see exactly who they give it to, or if they give one or two, but when they go back in the video, they should give an assist to that second Miami goal of the day that Matt Berry scored, so we'll keep you posted on that. General stats here after our first 20 minutes. Miami leads the shots by a tally of 8-7. Your faceoffs are even at 7 apiece. Power plays, Miami went 0 for 1 in the power play in that first period. Ferris State also 0 for 1. The only block shot in the game belongs to the Ferris State Bulldogs, and each team, of course, had a penalty apiece in that opening frame here of the hockey game. Let's quickly take a look at the NCHC scoreboard for this Sunday, with the season officially starting yesterday. you have all these weird Saturday-Sunday series going on across college hockey. There was no Friday games because they couldn't play on Friday. The season did not even start until yesterday. So there's only one other game that will be going on in the NCHC today. That was between Minnesota, Duluth, and Wisconsin. That game was played at a community rink in Wisconsin, I believe. They don't have a score up for that because maybe they just didn't have the infrastructure and the computer systems to put it in. But nonetheless, that game was played at 2 o'clock earlier today. That was an exhibition, so maybe they'll have a score for us in the second intermission. St. Cloud State and St. Thomas set to get underway in Game 2 of their series at 6 o'clock Eastern Time. At 5 o'clock Eastern Time, Lake Superior State will battle with Omaha again at Baxter Arena. And then those are the only games going on as far as NCHC teams go, other than our game here today. And of course, the full slate of action next weekend as well. We got about 12 minutes left here in our first intermission from Big Rapids, and we'll step aside for that. But we want to remind you, Miami on top of this hockey game 2-1 after your first 20 minutes of play from Ewigleben Ice Arena on the campus of Ferris State University. So hang with us for a good 11 minutes or so. We're back with you for second period action following that in just a moment, and you are listening to Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. We are back for second period action from Big Rapids, Michigan, inside Ewigleben Ice Arena on the campus of Ferris State University. 2-1, the RedHawks lead it going into our second 20 minutes of play here on the ice this afternoon. Game 2 of the season. Patrick Geshan with you from Big Rapids. Much less full crowd than we saw last night here at Ferris State, and I believe the attendance was around 1,700 last night. I'd say today we probably have about 1,000 people in here, much less in terms of the student population as well. There are a few students here, but they're all sitting down, not really into the game, on their phones. Center ice draw, won by Ferris State. RedHawks move right to left across your radio here in period number 2. Derek Daschke in his own end for Miami, with it in the near corner and some time. Far side feed for Drasner, and then the forecheckers come in, and we had a 2-on-2 battle here in the far corner of the Miami zone. Just a logjam of players down there. Finally sorts free to Matt Berry's stick. He'll spin around with it through the far circle and then turn it over to Ergang for Ferris State, who chips it back down to that far corner of the Miami end, and then Berry grabs it there again and rifles it up through the glass down the right wing into the Ferris State zone. Bulldogs go corral and regroup with their own end. Tulik gets a feed over the Red Hawk line right wing. The centering pass in front. Nobody home for Ferris State at all. It looks like he didn't even look. And then a 2-on-2 the other way. Savage over the Bulldog line to the left circle. Well, the wrist shot there wide of net to the far corner. Cullen picks it up down that right half wall. Gives it back to the left point for Red Savage. But it turns it over on a pass to the circle. Tulik will race it up over the Red Hawk line right wing. Top of the near circle wrist shot. Off the stick of Berry, who is playing defense, and it goes behind the net. Far circle with the puck is Moyes. Right point for Ferris State. Will hit the brakes near half wall, spin it back up to the line. Skinner, right point back for Moyes, middle blue line. The purposefully wide wrist shot on the ice, left of the net. Picked up in that far corner by Dallas Tulik of Ferris State. And tried to center it off the back of the net, but that didn't quite work, and then it deflects to the near corner where Moyes turns it back to the RedHawks, and Greasock chips it over the Bulldog line, left wing in a rush. He spins around in the offensive zone near circle, the centering pass in front, loose in the crease, and Red Savage can't get it past Stein. Now Ryan Savage has his helmet taken off in a tussle after he came in late to that play trying to clean up a rebound. So the puck is on the near side of the Miami defensive zone. It was grabbed by Chase Greasock, who picked off a pass to the point. He was able to chip it past the Ferris State defender standing at the blue line. Got kind of a rush down that near side of the ice. He spun around in the circle, fed a pass over to the right wing to Red Savage, who was coming down the ice. Red could not get it past Greasock. He had the puck loose and a few rebound chances there. And then Ryan came in. They got a little tussle with one of the Ferris State players after the whistle blew. So they got Ryan Savage in the box for Miami and a Ferris State player in the box as well. That is number 17 in Marshall Moyes. So they give them each 2 minutes for roughing, and we're going to be 4-on-4. It'll be an offensive zone drop for Miami to the left of Stein. And Graham, a clean win of that, back to the right point for Moulton, who lifts a wrist shot wide of the net and high. And Ferris State picks up the rebound near half wall of their own zone, work it out the right wing. Ewigleben over the Red Hawk line. He turned it over to Hampus Rydquist, who has it far circle Miami zone. Rydquist trying to pass it through the center circle between the legs of Dylan Moulton, never connected with him. And an icing call here against Miami, and that comes with a 17:56 to go in the second period and 1 minute and 41 seconds left in the 4-on-4 time. Draw coming to the right of Logan Eaton. And I never figured out why Moyes and Ryan Savage tussled up. I guess they just came in late. We're pushing each other all the way down the ice. Ferris State wins it, a high slot, their offensive zone. Jake Transit fires one off a body wide to the far corner. Dylan Moulton picks it up there with room to scan up the right side. Gets to center ice, tips off to Pletzky over the Bulldog line left wing, but then he lost it, the bouncing puck off his stick. And Ferris State over the Red Hawk line right wing. They get log jam as Ewigleben hit off the puck by Rydquist. Rydquist, the right wing at center ice, found Moulton at the Bulldog line. He'll chip it in behind the Ferris State net. Back to the near half wall. Monty Grant picked up a loose puck, but gave it up to Transit on a good stick check. They'll try to get Ewigleben over the left wing of the Miami line, but they could never connect. It went off his stick, and now Dasky near side at center ice over the Bulldog line left wing. To Fletcher, who skates it across the ice along the blue line. Drasner gets a pass, skates it to the near corner, and then his shot trying to go toward the net against the goal line was chested away by Stein. Puck back to the line. Drasner, high slot, wrist shot, blocked down there, point blank by Merrick. Redhawks get it back though, and they dish to Drasner, center of the blue line. He's going to be patient with it, scan it over to the right side, wrist shot in, glove saved by Moyes. It deflected off his glove for a rebound chance, but Dasky coming through can never get a stick on the puck. Ferris State clears it back to center ice. Dasky to Fletcher over the Bulldog line, right wing. Fletcher with speed to the far circle, to the net. It's between the legs of Stein, and he'll squeeze him to stop play. Redhawks came in looking for a rebound as Fletcher there. Good stick work. The left-handed player coming down the right wing through the far circle. He cut to the net right in the middle of it. Put the puck between the legs of Stein. It could have gone 5-hole if it was a little bit stronger of a shot. But Stein closing the legs. The stop play with 16:30 left in our second period and 15 to go in 4-on-4 time. Draw to Stein's right, and it is going to be one to the near corner of the Ferris State zone as Evan now will pass over to the far side, and scanning it out at the left wing is Luke Farthing, but he turned it over. Nice stick check. Grisak finds Regish in the middle, but it's broken off his stick by Picorni. Picorni slaps it to center ice. Clement right there to grab it. He'll dump it in right side of the Miami offensive zone, but it went off, I believe, a glove or something. And the Miami bench hanging over the boards, and that is going to stop play with 4-on-4 time just barely expiring before that whistle. So we're back to 5-on-5, and that comes with 16:11 to go in the second period, and a center ice draw coming up between Matt Berry of Miami and Stefan Picorni of Ferris State. Redhawks win it in their own zone. They work it up the right wing on a dump in through center ice, and a pass that went to nobody from Will Cullen in his zone end is going to generate a Miami icing call with 16:04 to go here in the second period. Redhawks are leading the shots in this game by an 11-8 margin. Draw to the right of Logan Eaton. So in it for Miami is Regish. He squares off against Picorni. Clean win Picorni. Ferris State high slot. Ergang wrist shot. Blocker save Eaton. And the rebound in front. Dealstra a spin around shot a few feet wide right of the post. Up the far half wall, Picorni spins it down to the far corner. The cycle for Regish, who picks it off for Miami, and they scan it out to center ice. Grisak, though, with a bad pass as they regroup at his own end. Clement, a backhand clear up the ice, really intended for nobody, is an icing call here against the Redhawks from his own end. So this line of Barry, Regish, and Grisak, who started the game for Miami, as well as the defensive pairing of Clement and Will Cullen, have been out on the ice for a good minute or so. They can't change with this pair of icing calls against them in the long change here in the second period. So it's Clement with it here on the near corner of the Miami zone, trying to hit Grisak near circle, but it went past him, and then Clement had to swoop in and pick it up from behind his own net. All he did was spin it around the boards on the far side of the ice and back down for another icing call against Miami. So Clement, thinking that they just need to get it out, did so there. And another draw coming to the right and needs it. 15:20 left in the second period in the Miami zone. This time it will feature for the Redhawks, Red Savage against Picorni again. Ferris State, not really a clean win there, but they do get the puck after the draw to the near side of their offensive end against the half wall. Skinner trying to slam it down there to the near corner, does so. Clement first to it for Miami. Rims it around the boards to the far half wall for Barry. He goes down hard after a big hit given to him by Fedoruk. And it squirts behind the Miami net where Dylan Moulton has it along the near half wall, lifts it out to center ice, and Tulik will fire it out of play right from the red line on the right wing, the center ice red line. And I believe everybody's all right down there. That just shot right into the stands, trying to go off the high glass deep in the Miami zone. We get immediate timeout from that. 14:52 to go in our second period. 2-1 Miami still on top for a big Rapids. And you're listening to Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. 14 minutes, 52 seconds remain here in our first period, or our second period rather. It still says the first period here on the scoreboard in Big Rapids, but we're in the second. And Miami holding on to that 2-1 lead over Ferris State, game 2 of the series. RedHawks trying to get the sweep here on the weekend in Big Rapids to open up the year. And they look good so far. The puck on the shelf against the glass above the boards. Andrew Sinnard on the near side of the Miami offensive zone used his glove to get it off. It deflects back to center ice into the Miami zone, and with it near circle is Daskis, but a bad pass to the middle, turned over to Venuto. He would have had a breakaway down the middle of the ice if it weren't for the puck going out of the zone just barely for an offside call, as Ewigleben was down the left side trying to change in the Ferris State bench, and he was offside by just a nick. Lucky break there for the RedHawks. Maybe this game would be tied if it wasn't for that offside call by the linesman. And this faceoff is coming all the way back down to the Ferris State zone. I guess they say it's an intentional offside against the Bulldogs. So it's to the right of Stein. Monty Graham against Merrick of Ferris State. Nobody really won it. Went to the near half wall. RedHawks able to get the puck though from there. Dashke at the line, fired a shot into skates. Pletzky picked up the deflection. Spins into the far corner for Sladek, and he skates to the near side of the ice for Miami. Offensive zone. Left point feed to Dashke. His wrist shot blocked in traffic. It squirts back out to the right point. Trasner around the boards again to the near corner for Sladek, who's locked up there by Fedoruk. And then Ron joins the party as well for Ferris State, and so does Monty Graham for Miami. Graham is the one that works it free, but a pass to the line split the defense of the RedHawks at the point. They have to chase it all the way back in their own end as Trasner in the far corner of the Miami zone will spin it around the boards here to the near side of the neutral zone. Sladek, backhand shovel to the near corner, goes behind the Ferris net. Fedoruk hits the brakes there, trying to go even out of the near corner. That works. Dirks, right wing half wall of the Ferris State zone. The rink wide feed down the left wing comes Merrick, and his hard wrist shot from just above the top of the near circle on the far side of the Ferris State offensive zone is seen well and gloved down by Logan Eaton with 13:24 to go in our second period, and both teams will get line changes. So the Trot and Eaton's right, and you got Red Savage against Ferris State, Stefan Picorni. Clean win for Red Savage, back to the near corner where Will Cullen lifts it off the high glass all the way down the ice. It touches nobody for a Miami icing call. And just 4 seconds off the clock there, so we got 13:17 to go here in our second period. Face-off coming again to the right of Neaton. Another one between Picorni and Red Savage. Two players both wearing number 19. He wins Savage again to Cullen in the far corner, trying to go off the glass. He will to get it out back to center ice. Grabbing it there in the circle for Ferris State, and the backhand dump in behind the Miami net is Fedoruk. RedHawks grab it there, work it up the near half wall of their own zone. Barbolini got out the pitching wedge to get it to center ice. RedHawks dump it in from the near side of the red line at center ice. Red Savage softly placed it far corner Ferris zone, and then Savage forechecking for the puck as back for the first player for Ferris State they got back there was Fedoruk, and then he got, I guess, on the Bulldog net and into the near corner of the ice. There's 1:50 to go here in this power play for Miami. The puck back behind the net and over to the far side for McDougal. McDougal works up that right side half wall back in the Miami zone. As with it now is going to be Neaton behind his net for Miami. He'll give it up for Daskey with 1:28 to go in the power play. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We lost our Ethernet connection, so we're back online with Wi-Fi now. Over the line right wing is Barry. He will spin this one to the near corner of the zone. Barbolini up the near wing boards for Miami. Able to spin this one back for Regis to the far corner. Miami offensive end. 1:10 to go in the power play. We got 1:13 to go in the second. Near circle is Grisak. Back to the blue line for Daskey. Grisak now at the near half wall. Is going to get it to the left point for Regis. His shot off the post goes to the far half wall. Barry with it. Back to the far circle. Near circle for Grisak. Up top, Daskey. Wrist shot blocked down there by Stein with a glove. Loose in the slot. Rebound. Swooping in to pick it up. Regis. Back to the blue line for Daskey. Top of the far circle. Barry with a puck. Trying to get a pass down low to Barbolini. Went off the stick of Even out. Deflected to the far corner. Barry able to work it up to the right point for Daskey. Top of the near circle, Greasock on the ice, a shot just wide left of the post, and Regish picks it up in the corner. Greasock left point, center blue line for Dasky. Top of the far circle, Barry, back for Dasky. Blue line come to center of the ice. Barry down low for Regish, a pass broken up in the lane by his stick with 15 to go on the power play. Dasky left point to Barry right point. Down to the far circle, trying to go to one-timer for Regish at the opposite post. It completely missed his stick, but Miami back at the point with a puck. Barry to Dasky, center blue line, top of the near circle, Greasick. A bad angle slap shot off of Dirks. The power play expires with a second to go, and they will not get the shot off here in time before the clock expires in our second period. So a flurried end to that second period here in Big Rapids. RedHawks were on the power play, but they could not score to end that second period. They had plenty of chances, plenty of opportunities, plenty of point-blank looks, but no cigar for Miami here after 40 minutes in that second period, and our score is 2-1. RedHawks going into the second intermission of play. And we apologize for the technical difficulties. The internet went out for us in the middle of that second period, so I'm not sure how much you were able to hear from probably the 10-minute mark on in that second period. All of a sudden I noticed the internet went out, so we're connected to the Wi-Fi now instead of the wired internet, but nonetheless, we should be back on the air with you for the rest of this one. Apologies for that. So while we have a moment, we can take a look at our numbers from the first 40 minutes here in Big Rapids. No goals to talk about in that second period of play, but here are the numbers following it. Shots are led by Miami by a 21-15 count. RedHawks have 6 more shots than Ferris State in those first 40 minutes of play. Face-offs led by the Bulldogs 19-13. Miami is 0 for 4 on the power play in this game. Ferris State 0 for 3, so the power play very strong for the RedHawks in the night. Last night they could not make it work. Tonight so far at least 0 for 4. Block shots, Ferris State leads those by a 7-3 count. Ferris State 5 penalties for 10 penalty minutes, and Miami 4 penalties for 8 penalty minutes here in the hockey game so far. So the only goals in this game have been scored so far for the RedHawks by P.J. Fletcher and Matt Barry. And if you were with us the last intermission, we mentioned that Barry didn't get a pass on that goal. They added an assist to it. That's the second Miami goal of the game. It came 16:46 into our first period. The assist was credited to Michael Regish. So it's Barry from Regish in that goal that made it 2-1 Miami late in the first period. Regish adds that assist. And so for Michael Regish, who wears number 17 in the Miami uniform, it will be his second point of the year, first assist, after scoring a goal in the game last night. So other than that, not much to talk about. RedHawks will try to go for the sweep here to open the season on the road at Ferris State. I'm going to have to look back in the record books the last time Miami swept a team on the road, let alone to open the season. It's got to be a long time ago, but we'll try to find that during the second intermission. So sit tight. We have a 2-1 hockey game led by the RedHawks after 40 minutes of play, about a 13-minute break or so, and then we will be back with you for the final 20 minutes, or at least we hope, here for Big Rapids this weekend on the ice inside of Ewigleben Ice Arena. So back with you here in about 13 minutes or so for third period action. Stay with us. You're listening to Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. Patrick Geshan back with you here from Big Rapids, Michigan. We're inside Ewigleben Ice Arena on the campus of Ferris State University. We apologize for maybe some technical difficulties we experienced in the second period as our internet just completely went out. So we are reconnected now in another way and should be back with you for good here in the third period, we hope. As the other people broadcasting here from the press box, I believe, had some similar issues. Our internet completely just went out. So we are back to normal here. And Miami moving left to right across your radio here in period number 3, up 2-1 into the final 20 minutes of play. Looking to escape Big Rapids, Michigan this weekend with a series sweep to open up the season. Logan Eaton's been pretty good in the Miami net. Shots are in favor of the RedHawks, 20-14 as we go into this third period. We have a stoppage here before we even get going. Both referees are inside the penalty box talking on the video review headsets. And I'm not exactly sure what this is all about, as there should be really nothing to review. We haven't played it all yet in the third period, so maybe they had an outage up there. As far as the internet goes, maybe they are not able to provide video review due to the same technical issues we've been having in terms of trying to stay on the air. So TJ Likens, the longtime linesman and now referee in the old CCHA, the NCHC, and now the new CCHA, is talking to both coaches right now on each bench about what the situation is, and I'm just guessing based on what everybody up here in the press box has been experiencing as far as what's been happening here. So now everybody escapes the penalty box and the team's brought back out on the ice from their benches, and we should be good to go. So whatever that was, they must have fixed it. Left to right moves Miami here in this third period, and we're underway in it. For the Ferris State face-off win, but they turn it over near side of center ice, and then Regas trying to go over the Bulldog line, right wing, right in front of the press box here, got blown up by a man trying to come into the zone in Dallas Tulik, and so the puck now in the Miami defensive zone, and they work it out with a nice breakout up the left wing. Barry springboards Regas over the Bulldog line to the left side, gets to the far corner with the puck. Barry has it on the left point for Dasky, the pass to the right point. Trasner, the shot in there, went off a body in front, the rebound, and a backhand shot over the net by Barry. Barry gets back that puck in the near corner. Pass to the high slot. Grisak rips a wrister over the net, and then a clearing attempt by Ferris State. Down low was Fedorik. It goes up into the roof and out of play. So that is going to stop things here 45 seconds into the period, as Ferris State will win this try here to the right of the Bulldog goaltender in Stein. RedHawks, though, will log it up back behind the Ferris net to the near side of the ice. Dielstra leaves it near corner for Cullen. The shovel play behind the net for Ryan Savage. He'll get tied up here below the goal line with Ewigleben. Ewigleben swept free of the puck, but as the RedHawks get it back in the far circle, a shot there was ripped on a wrister by Red Savage, who went off a Ferris State player, Fedorik. He's down, slowly going to the bench. Bulldogs put it back in the Miami zone. RedHawks break it out up the right wing. Ryan Savage chips the puck over the Bulldog line here on the right side of the near corner. Barbolini hit off the puck there by Dielstra as it goes below the goal line. Ferris State able to win this battle here. They're trying to work it up the left wing out of their own zone, and they will. Back to center ice. Transit over the RedHawk line left wing. Ergang back to Transit through the middle. And a shot there and a great pad save by Eaton. And now we got a Miami penalty as Transit was tied up after that play behind the net. And he went down. And the referee right there to blow this whistle for a power play going to Ferris State on some pretty fresh ice here, as we are 1 minute and 47 seconds into the third period. And they got Will Cullen, the defenseman, 2 minutes for holding. So we held Transit up behind the net there after the play, and it knocked Transit over for the call. And back to the power play is Ferris State. So the Bulldogs here will win the face-off to the right of Eaton to open up the power play, but the face-off win by their center here on this line in Tulik goes between the defensemen on the blue line and all the way back to the Ferris zone. So the Bulldogs regroup there, and they're over the RedHawk line with a cross-corner dump into the left wing corner. McDougal spins it around the boards to the right point. Grabbing it there is Sam Skinner. The defenseman returns to the far corner. Now they go left point for Fedoruk. Back down the near side. Tulik in the corner again. Works it off the near wing boards for Fedoruk. His pass goes past him and back to the Ferris zone below the goal line. So 2 clears by Ferris State here, this power play, and they were unforced errors. They cleared it themselves. McDougal over the RedHawk line, left wing. Top of the near circle, hit the brakes. Will spin it around to the near half wall. Tulik back up high slot. Skinner off the far half wall, back to the line for Fedoruk, who will work it down the near wing boards. And through the circle, they get a pass here to Monty Graham, who turned it over back to Ferris State. Skinner at the high slot, a slap shot that goes off of a body to the far half wall. Ferris State still keeps it in the offensive zone with 52 to go on the power play. You have Pletsky, who will get it there and then spin it past the Ferris State players at the blue line. They had 3 of them. It goes back to their net where Stein, a pass to Tulik at the Miami line left wing. He'll work his way through the circle, a backhand shot that goes wide right of the post. Dealstra for Mikulina. They work together to keep the puck in the zone on the far side of the Ferris State offensive end. It's logged up against the skate and the stick of Daschke as Daskis joins the party, but Ferris wins the battle. Bulldogs with it, left point, Picorni. Down the near half wall, missed Tulik, but Dealstra there to grab the pass. Over to the far side, here is on the half wall, Mikulina. He's going to work for a shot in front, took a weird deflection, went right to the stick of Tulik on the near post. But then his second opportunity went off of Eaton's stick and up out of play, the netting above the glass behind the net. So with that, we have 16:21 to go in our third period. And 9 seconds left on this power play for Ferris State. Transit in this draw with the Red Savage here to the right of Eaton. So back to the blue line, Ferris State offensive zone draw win. Ron's a shot right side, went off the stick of Reichquist in front, and Miami's going to kill this power play off with them in the offensive zone. Barbolini in the slot, got a feed from Savage, but fan on the wrist shot, and it goes back to the near half wall. Grabbed here by the Bulldogs up the left wing through center ice over the RedHawk line to the near corner of their offensive end. Mikulina bangs into the boards with Reichquist as the puck squirts up here up the near corner, near circle. Benuto, they fed it to him, and a great shot over the glove side, and Eaton for the goal. $15:52 to go in our third period. 2-1 Ferris State rather closes the Miami 2-1 lead to tie it up at 2. Pass from the corner went right to Benuto, near circle, point blank. It's not going to be a power play goal. The time expired. It's 5-on-5 goal. And he ripped one right over the glove side, and Eaton, the second one-time goal of the night by Ferris State that ties us up at 2. Early on here in the third. So there goes the RedHawk lead. Up behind the Ferris State net, Mikulina near corner, plenty of time, gets a pass out to the center ice circle. Merrick there, dishes it near wing at the Miami line. Ferris will dump it into the zone behind the net. Ferris will change lines here, give Miami some time in their own end. Here's Cullen behind the net. Near side feed, Clement up the Miami right wing in their own end. Or Sladek, left wing feed at the center ice red line, will dump it in behind the Ferris net. Stein back to grab it. Mikulina far circle, Ferris State, near side feed for Merrick. Center ice red line, across corner, dump into the far side. And at the right wing, Sladek has it for Miami and slides it behind the net to Clement. He'll pass it right wing for Cullen. Chips it out to center ice, but turned over there into Ferris State where Picorni picks that off, goes back to Rons in his own end. Rons for the Bulldogs, drop pass to Ergang in his own zone, the far side feed. Over there on the right wing, with the puck is Mikulina. Now they go up to Vilstra, and the pass to Picorni, right wing at center ice. Will try to skate it over the Miami line right wing, but he was stripped of the puck by Cassetti, who then skates it to the center ice red line and dumps it in behind the Ferris net. Dask is first to it for Miami to the near corner. He's got the puck, skates it behind the Ferris State net. In front for a point-blank shot. He was unopposed there. And a nice glove save by Stein, who reacted quickly to make the stoppage. 14:24 to go here in our third period. So we are tied at 2 after the Ferris State goal was scored by Antonio Venuto. An exciting finish on tap in Big Rapids. We're back in a moment. This is Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio.
Now Wes is somewhere in the arena. Wes is looking for tonight's man of the day.
Patrick Geshan back with you here, Big Rapids, Michigan, at Ewigleben Ice Arena on the campus of Ferris State University. 2-2 tie, Miami and Ferris State Bulldogs. Want to give a very quick shout out to very loyal listeners of Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio, the Cantardo family, and especially Gus Cantardo playing in the Oldham County Youth Football League Championship game tonight in Kentucky. Gus has made the state all-star team. He's an offensive end and tackle on offense, so congrats to Gus. And good luck in the championship game happening tonight. Kevin and Kayla listening as well, probably in Nashville right now, so want to say hello to them. 2-2 tie in this hockey game, third period, 14:06 to go in it. Trasner center ice for the RedHawks at the red line, feeds Cassetti, and he's over the Bulldog line right wing with a rip over the net off the glass. Puck squirts from there to the near corner of the zone. Cassetti trying to go back up to the line for the puck. It was picked off by McLaren. Feeds it center ice over the middle of the Red Hawk line. Tulik was stripped by the Miami defense, specifically Daschke there with a good stick check to not get free. And the Red Hawks regroup in their own end. Daschke near wing feed. Fletcher at the red line center ice. Rims it around the boards to the far side. Cassetti there, left it for Daschke. His kind of weird shot from the left point went off a shin guard out of the zone. Miami has to regroup and Ferris some time in their own end to get the puck back and take a breath. Transit can't get out of his own zone, right side of the Bulldog line. He can't flip it off the boards either. Fan on that. Miami comes in and steals it away. Here's Circle Barry. As the puck there, his shot went under the body of Ewigleben, who was just sliding on the ice with the puck under him. Made no effort to really let go of it. And they just blow the play dead here. And the face-off coming up in the Miami offensive zone to the left of the goaltender and Stein for Ferris State. Draw coming up here to the left is Stein, features Regish against Ferris State's Bradley Merrick. And it's a clean win for the Bulldogs back to the near corner of their zone. Lifting it out to center ice, that was Dirks, but he gave it up for Reichwitz. A good stick check in the Miami end. As the clearing attempt by the RedHawks blocked down by Dirks near half wall for Ferris State. Bulldogs with it back at the line. Ewigleben, top of the near circle, a soft wrister in. Pad saved by Eaton to the near corner. As Matt Berry will turn on the Jets, race it out of the left wing of the Miami zone. Three Sox, center ice red line, dumps it in behind the Ferris State net to the near half wall. Regish first to it, leaves it to the right point for Regish, who takes a high hit by Fairmouth, but still kept it in the zone momentarily. I know Ferris takes over the near circle their end and works it back to the Miami zone. Near corner Reichwitz gets it first on the dump and attempt. He's going to spin this one all the way down the ice up the right wing for an icing call against Miami. There's nobody in the area up the ice for the RedHawks, and the line change. The RedHawks who are moving around, and we get a face-off coming up in the Miami zone with 12:24 to go in the third period. A tied hockey game at 2 apiece. Surrounded Eaton to right. Monty Graham against Picorni. Graham in his own end for the RedHawks, wins it back. Dylan Moulton, a pass to the left wing. Missed Greasock back to center ice. Ferris regroups here in their own end. Farthing near wing, the pass up through the neutral zone, off the stick of Dealstrip, back in the Miami zone. Here comes Ergang over the Red Hawk line, left wing on the rush to the corner. He'll pass it to Dealstrip in the near circle, and a great save there by Eaton on the point-blank chance. Right near the face-off dot, the snapshot came in, and Eaton gloved it up with 12:03 to go in our third period. So Logan Eaton was brought in from UMass Lowell to give Miami depth at the goaltender position, and he's done a pretty good job at that so far tonight in his first game with the RedHawks, as far as we can tell with what he's shown us. Can compete with Ludwig Pearson, but I think Pearson's still the top dog at this point in that department. Ferris State wins the offensive zone draw, sent in by Ewigleben from the right point, rims it around the boards to the near half wall, grabbed by McDougal at the left point, a wrist shot in from the ground that is patted by Eaton to the near corner. Meeting it at the half wall is Farthing on the rebound for Ferris State. He can't get it up to the line though, it squirts out the zone. Savage, left wing Barbolini over the Bulldog line, left wing, a weak wrister that's patted away by Stein in the far corner. Clement crashing in from the left point, meets it at the half wall and spins it back deep in the zone. Ferris State grabs the puck below the goal line, is sent out by Jacob Dirks. Back to the Miami zone where Will Cullen, the lone guy, to pick it up. Cullen spins around with the puck behind his net, will turn on the Jets. Here up the right wing, reaches the center ice red line over the Bulldog line right wing. Cullen through the middle of the ice here, just trying to skate it, but was locked up by the stick of Ewigleben, and he's in the zone, 2-on-2 the other way. Ewigleben near circle, Miami end will take it behind the net on the backhand. Up the far side wall, dishes near point for Fedoruk, a wrister blocked by Ryan Savage in front, and it deflects to the near corner of the Miami zone. Cullen first to it, leaves way for Drasner as a little battle ensues here against the boards. Daskis, the feed to the middle, Ryan Savage through center ice, dumps it in right at the red line, and it's rimmed around the boards to the far half wall where it's grabbed by Transit for Ferris State. His play for Venuto, near side of the ice. Put back behind the net is Fedoruk. Will slide it over right circle. Ferris State works it out at the left wing into the Miami zone as Venuto tipped a pass right at the Red Hawk line behind the net. Full five-man change for Ferris State, and Drasner back to it in the Miami zone will go D-to-D for Dasky. Left wing center ice red line to Cassetti. Chipped over the Bulldog line left wing. The Ferris State defense gets control of it there, and it's trying to clear it. Was Schulteis, but it went off his stick up and out of play right in his own zone near the Bulldog line. So they'll bring the face-off back here to the right of Stein in the Ferris State end. We have 10-11 left in the third period, and we're tied at 2. Shots led by Miami by just one, 23-22 in that count. Regish in this draw with Fairmouth. Clean win Miami. They have it here at the right point. Moulton spins it down the boards behind the net. Regish with it, far corner for Barry. Far circle, a point-blank chance that Schulteis comes in out of the middle and nowhere to block. And it went off his shin guards back to the Miami zone. Moulton up the right wing boards at center ice for Regish. He'll try to walk it in over the Bulldog line. Ferris State strips him of the puck. RedHawks regain control at center ice. Center right back to the near corner. Three-sock in the offensive end, Miami. For Moulton, the D-man deep in the corner. Pitched up against the boards by Fairmouth. Coming in there to steal the puck away was Merrick for Ferris State, but went off his stick back to the RedHawks at center ice. And to Reichquist, who goes cross ice for Graham. Will backhand lift it behind Stein's net in the Ferris zone. Behind the net with it, Ewigleben in the left side feed. Tipped at the center ice red line by Dirks. Back behind Logan Eaton around the boards. They'll go far side for Cullen off the high glass all the way down the ice into the Ferris State end. For an icing here, an easy call for the linesman to make. And the clock stopped with 9:09 to go in the third period of a tied hockey game at 2 apiece. So Ferris selects to go to the near face-off dot to our left, to the right of Neaton. In the Miami zone, Picorni in it for Ferris State to take this draw against Monty Graham on the Miami right wing. Picorni with a clean win in the circle. Nielstra got the puck. He spun around for a bad angle shot that Eaton got the pads on, and it's deflected to the near half wall where Monty Graham lifts it out to center ice off the glove of Sladek. And now Ron's with it here in the near circle for Ferris State. In his own end. Will give it behind the net. With it there is Evenow. He will just wait. Miami will apply some pressure here on a forecheck as Sladek came in. Now the puck far half wall Ferris zone. Ergang turns it over. Sladek provided the pressure. Graham comes in for support. Has it far corner. Pass up to the left point for Cullen. The backhand stab at the puck goes across the ice to the near half wall of the Miami offensive zone, but Ferris grabs it there. They clear it out to center. And on the near side of the ice at the Red Hawk line, Clement in a battle here with 3 white uniforms of Ferris State. Monty Graham in it as well. Dielstra and Picorni battle for Ferris State as the Bulldogs trying to squirt this puck free and get it in their offensive zone. Miami just locking it up. And it squirts back up toward the center ice red line. Now Dielstra comes away with it for Ferris State, but he was blown up on a clean hit by Cullen coming over the Red Hawk line. Puck in the slot. Ergang, Dielstra, forehand, backhand, and his shot was saved by Neaton. The goal light went on. They blew the horn, but it was clearly not in the net. And Eaton made the save on the cover up there. And the referee right there to say no goal. That's a good call. I don't know what made the goal judge turn on the light there and the horn, but everybody thought they scored, but they didn't. Cutting through the slot was Deelstra. He went forehand, backhand, the left-handed player. With a backhand shot that was clearly saved in the pads of Eaton. It never went in the net, but the only thing that happened was the person running the goal light turned it on, and that triggered the goal horn. And everybody in the rink that never really watched the play closely now think that Ferris State scored a goal, and they really didn't. And the replay clearly shows the puck never went in. It was a standard pad save by Eaton. So they'll fuss about that with 7:54 to go in the third. We got a media timeout. Tie game at 2. Back to Big Rapids in a moment. You're listening to Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. Seven minutes, 54 seconds remain in this hockey game between Miami and Ferris State. We're tied at 2 in this third period. Maybe more will play after regulation if we remain with the same score. Face off to the left of Logan Eaton after the media timeout in the Ferris State offensive end. And they win the puck back to the right point. A shot in there by Ben Schulteis deflects in on goal, and Eaton with a chest save there will make the stop. And the clock halted at 7:50 left in the third period. So the draw comes to Eaton's left here in the Miami zone. RedHawks and Bulldogs both leave the same 5 players out there that came out after the media timeout. Red Savage and Dallas Tulik in this draw. Tulik won it for Ferris State, but Barbolini swooped in to grab the loose puck in the circle, and he feeds Daschke ahead. Center ice red line left wing back behind the Ferris State net. Savage, that's Ryan Savage with it near half wall of the Miami offensive zone. Goes back behind the Ferris State cage with the puck, trying to find his brother Red. But it's stripped away by Moyes, who will go up the near half wall of the Ferris end with it, trying to go to Ewigleben, and they get it back to center, but in the hands of the RedHawks. Trasner, D-to-D with Daschke, back to Trasner right wing through the center circle, trying to hit Barbolini with a pass, broken up by Moyes. Over the RedHawk line, right wing with a weak shot there that's padded by Eaton to the near corner. Tulik comes in and grab the puck there. A bad cycle that's picked off by Daschke below the Miami goal line. He'll go to the far side for Drasner. The play up to left wing boards. Tipped by Barbolini into the Bulldog zone where Ryan Savage first to it. A far circle shot that went off the stick of Schulteis and wide to the corner. Ferris State regroups control at center ice. McDougall lifts it into the Miami zone from just ahead of the red line, and they call that an icing on the Bulldogs to stop play with 6:48 to go in the third period. McDougall trying to cross-corner dump him, but he was about an inch ahead of that red line. They didn't give him any slack there. And the icing call against Ferris State, they're not able to change. Everybody's bent over, tired as far as Bulldog players go in their own zone. I think Bob Daniels here is going to use a timeout. No, he won't. He's going to keep him out there. So the draw to the right of Stein. Miami has Cassetti to take it against Dallas Tulik of Ferris State. And Tulik a clean win back to Ewigleben behind his own net. The D-man up the near wing of the Ferris State zone hits McDougall. Back to the middle of the ice. Schulteis near wing feed. Transit over the Red Hawk line left wing, but it's picked off there by Miami. They can't clear. Ewigleben blast from the left point. Pad save Eaton to the far circle. Goes the rebound. And it's grabbed there by Miami. They'll fire it up into the Ferris State zone for the center ice red line as Cassetti did that from the left wing. Puck here in the near circle. Ferris end. Bulldogs work it out through the center circle. Ewigleben over the Red Hawk line, middle of the ice. Goes over to the far half wall to send a shot in. Big rebound off the end boards. Venuto came in, but a nice chest save there on the snapshot by Eaton. The puck goes back to center ice. Ferris State in their own end has to take it back and reset as they get a line change. Even out the defenseman. Goes cross ice. Back to the near wing with a puck. It's Fairmouth through center ice. Ferris State fed Merrick over the Red Hawk line right wing. Good play by Cullen to break it up with a stick. And Miami sends his puck up the left wing center ice. Back behind the Ferris State net. Playing the near corner of the Ferris zone. Fairmouth will skate it up all the way down the ice to the left wing, but the play broken up by Miami as they went into the Red Hawk zone. Here comes Barry with a puck over the Bulldog line right wing. Barry in the circle opens up the centering feed across, went behind Ringish. They turn it over. Fairmouth for Ferris State, stripped to the puck as Cullen applied a hit to him at the red line center ice right wing. And Cullen with it now in the Miami zone, down to 5:18 to go in this tie game, third period. Cullen over the Bulldog line right wing. Kreisok in the circle, a rip that's a blocker save to the far half wall by Stein. Puck goes from there behind the net on a Ferris State missed pass. They go to center with it. Ergang at the center ice red line over the Red Hawk line on the left wing. Ergang cutting across the zone to the far circle. Hits the brakes at the half wall. Trying to find a pass or a way to go with the puck. Hits Fedoruk, left point. Weak wrister in off the butt of the stick of Neaton. Goes to the near corner of the Miami zone. A bad breakout pass by Monty Graham is turned over to Fedoruk at the left point. A shot there goes wide of the net. Here come the RedHawks. Pletzky left wing, center ice red line. Dumps it behind the Ferris net with 4:33 to go in the third period. Fedoruk with it there. The pass to the far half wall. Ferris State works it back to center ice by Picorni. But then he's stripped the puck by Sladek over the Bulldog line left wing. Sladek cross ice for Pletzky. Back in front, Sladek after it went behind the net. And it's covered up there by Stein. Kind of a broken up 2-on-2 rush. He had Sladek coming down the left wing. He fed it over to the right wing. Pletzky, the left-handed player, tried a little backhand shot that really didn't get 100% of there on Stein. It went behind the net. Pletzky grabbed it, tried to feed it back in front for Sladek, who could never finish off the play as Stein was there for the pad save. 4:18 to go in the third period. 2-2 Miami and Ferris State. We're back in a moment. You're listening to Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. All right, 4:18 to go in regulation. 2-2 tie. Miami and Ferris State. Face-off coming to the right of Logan Stein in the Ferris State net. RedHawks are unable to win that as Ferris State, the clean victory in the draw. They work into center ice. RedHawks with control in their own end, and they're over the Bulldog line left wing. Here's Barbolini behind the Ferris State net to the near corner. He's shoved off the puck by Mikulinin. They crash for it there in the corner with a battle. The puck squirts out in the circle. Ryan Savage, a weird shot with the knuckle puck. He got a stick on it, but it sailed over the net. Here's Tatsky, left point. Big wrister there. Large rebound off the left pad of Stein. Ferris State kicks that back to center ice, and it won't be an icing call as it goes behind the Miami net. Puck up in the air in the slot, Red Hawk zone. Red Savage to Ryan Savage. Barely chips it to center after being double hit by Tulik and Moyes. Ferris regroups control at center ice, sends it back in the Red Hawk zone. And Trasner here will just take a breath and calm it down for Miami, circling back. He gets a pass right wing of the Bulldog line, tipped in by Ryan Savage on net. Ferris grabs it there, and they're up through center ice. Venuto right wing over the Red Hawk line is transit. Back to the near circle they go for a shot, and Neaton the save on the look there by Rons. First shot there, good puck movement, a quick development there for Ferris State to get it down the ice and find some passing lanes in the offensive zone. The shot saved by Neaton. 3:13 to go in the third period. We're tied at 2. Draw features Daskus in transit. Clean win transit to Mikulinin. Ferris State shot wide of the net. Mikulinin picks up his own rebound behind the cage here on Neaton. In the near corner, Cullen. Let it go for transit, who will slide it back behind the net. Clement lost control with it here. Mikulinin coming out of the corner with a puck. Near wing feed at the point. Rons, high wrister, wide of the net. Goes to the far half wall for Evan now. He slides down the right wing to fire a bad angle centering pass in front. Grabbing it there, Mikulinin. Daskus came in and tripped him up in the near circle of the Ferris zone. They call it, and with 2:46 to go in the third period, Ferris State to the power play in a game that's tied at 2. And Daskis will go 2 minutes for tripping. It's one of those that you have to call if you're the referee. Happened right in front of him. So that comes here with, again, 2:46 to go in our third period, and Miami's going to have to kill a critical power play. Timeout called by Ferris State before this. Bob Daniels' Ferris State Bulldogs only won a single game last season. They were 1-23-1 all year long. And trying to grab the season's first win here in Game 2 of the year of the 2021-22 campaign. So each team takes a well-deserved breather. I don't know if you maybe heard this. We were on the air and off the air in that second period due to the internet issues, but this ice sheet here at Ewigleben Ice Arena is 50 feet shorter in length and 5 feet shorter in width than a standard regulation sheet of ice. Instead of 200 by 85, which is the regular dimensions, it is 150 by 80. And so the puck moves quickly. Things happen in the blink of an eye, and it takes an adjustment for sure if you're Miami, a road team coming in for this smaller sheet. So 2 minutes on the clock for the power play. Ferris State wins the draw in the offensive zone. They're 0 for 5 on the power play today. Even over the far side, Ewigleben, and a shot through needs it, but Daschke saved it with his stick in the crease at the last second to keep it out. Ferris State far corner with a puck. At the half wall, Ewigleben to the line for Evano. Still in the net, by the way, for Ferris State is their netminder and Stein at this tie game. But Corney back to the left point, Evano. That's broken up by Grisak. Rigish over the Bulldog line right wing. Grisak in the middle. The shot and a save by Stein on a short-handed chance. Ferris works it out of their zone. Dielstra center ice circle. Right wing feed, Ewigleben, center ice red light. Dumps it in behind the Miami net and around the boards. Drasner first to it near corner. Top of the near circle, they turn it over. Dielstra to Ewigleben, a blast at the blue line. And another penalty coming here at Miami as Dielstra was hit in the near circle away from the play, and they're going to call elbowing. He's shaken up. The hit was up high, I guess, says the referee. Well, number one, it was away from the play, and number two, Monty Graham came in with an elbow up to his head, and that is why they've whistled it. And that's an easy call to make. So now Ferris State has a 5-on-3 with 1:53 to go in the third period, and the game is tied at 2 apiece. This faceoff comes to Logan Eaton's right. So Miami has Barbolini, Daschke, and Clement out there. You have 2 defensemen and a forward, and Ferris State a golden opportunity with 1:53 to go. They got 1:07 in 5-on-3 time. They win the faceoff back to the right point. With it there, Skinner to the far side for McDougal. They switch spots. McDougal right point with a puck. Far circle, Skinner, the pass missed his stick. Daschke can't chip it out though in the near corner. McDougal right point for Ferris State. Will fire a shot from the slot, they score! He walked into the slot. It went off a stick in front. Eaton lost it there. It went over his outstretched right pad into the goal. We'll see who gets credit. Maybe it was Merrick who tipped it in front based on what I'm seeing on the replay here. Nonetheless, you got 1:34 to go in this third period, and the 5-on-3 goal gives Miami the disadvantage now as Ferris State up 3-2. And the Bulldogs will remain here on the power play for the next minute and 41 seconds. That's for the rest of regulation as there's only 1:34 to go on the game clock. I think Merrick does get credit for that goal. We'll see what they announce. Center ice face-off. Here's Clement with it. So again, 5-on-4 power play still going here for the Bulldogs with the elbowing penalty to Monty Graham. So they get Eaton off the ice. Now we're 5-on-5 with a Miami empty net. The puck in the near corner of the Ferris State zone. Ewigleben gives it up to Moyes. RedHawks with a very strong forecheck. They steal it away. Clement trying to go to Rigish. Another tie-up battle, but Clement wins that again. Goes to the far side with room for Barry. Back to the line, Grisak to Barry, far circle with 1:03 to go in the third period. Miami down by 1. Far corner, Daskis in front, they score! Jack Clement got the tip. They put the D-man in front of the net, and he got the pass and slid it through Stein 5-hole. And we're tied at 3 with exactly a minute to go in the third period. That's the comeback in Enid, and they got it. So that comes with the empty net, 5-on-5. Ferris State was on the power play there, and they're going to be on the power play for the rest of regulation. So technically a shorthanded empty net goal for Miami. Are they going to review it? No, they won't. They talked about it, but now the center ice trot, so we're tied at 3 with a minute left. Miami wins this trot center ice. Datsky near circle, far side. Drasner rips it all the way down the ice. Down behind the Ferris net. They can do that because they're killing a penalty. Barbolini steals it away behind the net. Far circle in the corner. Goes over there on the wing, but he turned it over to McDougal, who cuts middle in the Ferris State zone. The left wing feeds center ice, red line. Skinner over the line near side the RedHawk line, but then he lost control and Drasner spun it all the way back behind the Ferris net. 28 seconds left in regulation. Ferris State still on the power play, coming out of their own end. Right wing, the cross corner dump in from center ice, sent in there by Skinner. Comes to the near half wall where Monty Graham had his stick on it for a moment, and then Ferris State ripped it from the line wide right of the net. I'm sorry, that was Red Savage who had it there for a moment. Nonetheless, it's in the far corner as Hampus Reich was in the Miami zone trying to clear it, sent it into the RedHawk bench on the far wing, and we will get a face-off here in the Miami zone with 12.2 seconds to go in the third period and 19 seconds left in the Ferris power play. So Miami was not able to change there. They got the same 4 guys out here on the kill. Ferris State got a fresh 5 out. And the try here in a tie game at 3-3 to the left of Eaton. Ferris wins it. Even out. Near point, a shot. Great block in the circle made there by Merrick of Ferris State. Blocked his own shot. And with 2 seconds to go, the puck here in the near circle is just kind of tied up by the RedHawks. And the clock expires to end the third in regulation. So Miami gets lucky there with some shot blocks in the last 12 seconds. And puck possession and bounces go their way. They also get lucky after going down 3-2 with 94 seconds left in the hockey game. They come back and score 34 seconds later with a minute to go on a pass in front to Jack Clement, the defenseman, able to stick it 5-hole through Stein's legs. And so we are tied at 3 after each team scores a goal there in those final 2 minutes of play. And a quick breather here of about 2 minutes or so before we go back out for the overtime period. Shots are led by Ferris State now in this game, 31-30. You have 7 seconds left in the Monty Graham penalty to Miami. That elbowing call that came late in the third period that gave Ferris State the 5-on-3 that they scored on to take that 3-2 lead with 1:34 to go. So Graham has 7 seconds left to serve in his penalty. And then we'll go to even strength after that here to start overtime. So both teams take a breather. RedHawks are off next weekend. They go to Michigan State October 15th and 16th. That's the following weekend. As a home and home next weekend will be the scheduled slate for Ferris State. They go to Western Michigan on Friday at 7 o'clock. And then Western Michigan comes here to Ewigleben at 7 o'clock next Saturday. So Miami seemed a bit more tired in this game here this afternoon. It just seemed like the conditioning and that extra edge that was there yesterday really didn't kind of kick in until it really had to when Miami went down 3-2 with, again, 1:34 to go in the period. And then they scored that goal in the lucky bounce with Clement going 5-hole on Stein. And that is where we are, 3-3 to start overtime. So the new rule again in NCAA hockey this year, the overtime, regardless of what conference you're in, is 3-on-3. But because Ferris State has a power play for 7 seconds, they start this overtime 4-on-3. RedHawks win the draw to start the overtime period. They move right to left here in this 5-minute frame. Drasner turns it over at center. Now Miami back to full strength, so they're 4-on-4 for the next whistle. Barbolini, far corner of the Miami zone, tripped up, and that's going to be a call. And Miami will get a power play here. Barry with it behind his net. So Barbolini tripped up in the far corners. Barry just holds behind the Miami net. They get Eaton off the ice, and now the RedHawks have a 5-on-4 extra man advantage. Miami with it here at center ice area. Barry just slowly taking his time getting up the ice as they get reset here. Daschke in his own end, dishes back for Robbie Drazzer, back to the near side of the Bulldog line. Barbolini, instead of going in the offensive zone, skates it back to the defensive zone for the RedHawks, where Barry with it here up the right wing, dishes back for Drazzer. 4:06 to go in the overtime. Drazzer over the Bulldog line, middle of the ice, all by himself. Gets the puck back in the near circle, but a feed to the line gets picked off there by Moyes. That touch-up will generate the whistle needed for the power play to ensue for Miami. And they're going to get it here with 4 minutes left in this overtime period, and maybe the timeout used here by Chris Bergeron. So they give McDougal for tripping that easy call in the far corner of the Miami zone. And Chris Bergeron does in fact use his timeout here with 4 to go in the OT. So again, regardless of what conference you're in, the overtime from this point forward is going to be 3-on-3. That standard 5-minute overtime you play after the 60 minutes will be a 3-on-3 no matter what part of the country you're in across D1 college hockey this year. So instead of having a 3-on-2 power play, which is pretty much impossible in full ice games, what they do in power play situations when it comes to that is the team on the power play gets an extra man, so when they have a 4-on-3 power play, when they go on the man advantage. So Ferris State will only send 3 players out here, but Miami will get an extra man. It's kind of like that lacrosse thing, man up. They apply the same thing in overtime, so Miami will get the 4-on-3 advantage here for the next 2 minutes with 4 to go in the OT. 3-3 tie. RedHawks trying to grab this sweep over Ferris State to open the season up on the road. They win the faceoff in the offensive end to my left. Daschke right point for Barry. Back to Daschke, center blue line, and Grisak near circle. Returns to Daschke, back for Grisak, who holds near the faceoff dot, near circle the ice on the left wing. Now Daschke trades spots with him. Top of the far circle, Barry. Back for Grisak in the slot. Near circle, Daschke, back for Grisak. High slot, Daschke near circle, got the feed again. And then returns to Barry at the line. Barry walks in, high slot, near circle, Grisak. We'll go back to Barry, far circle for Daschke, has to walk it up higher, he had a bad angle. Then spins it over to Grisak, far circle, looking for a pass in front. He got picked off on its way to Barry, and here comes Ferris State back the other way. The corner, 1 against 2, fires a weak one at the net, rebound, score! And Ferris State wins it short-handed in overtime. So the pass to the middle of the Miami offensive zone got picked off by Picorni, who gets 1 against 2 the other way. He went over the RedHawk line. Miami had 2 defenders back. And the shot by Picorni came in top of the near circle. It was a really weak shot that was just intended to get on net. It bounced hard off Logan Eaton's pad, deflected into the high slot, and Picorni, beating both defensemen back for the RedHawks, was able to get the puck on this left-handed stick, the near side of the ice, and fire it over Eaton's blocker side for the goal. And Miami falls in overtime here by a score of 4-3 to Ferris State. In the second game of this series, so a split for the RedHawks on the road to open up the campaign. So the hometown crowd loves that. As the RedHawks there, I'm going to have to say, from my assessment, simply lazy play for that goal, both in their offensive zone and their defensive zone. And Picorni was able to do it all by himself during that Miami 4-on-3 power play here in the OT. So it counts for Miami's regulation loss. The record now falls to 1-1-0 on the year, and Ferris State improves to 1-1-0 on the year themselves. So not the way you wanted it to end. Ferris State salutes their crowd, the hometown crowd that showed up here on this Sunday, right at the center ice area. They had a great win for Ferris State as they kind of battled to win the RedHawks here tonight, that's for sure. This afternoon from Big Rapids. They earn the win here at home at Ferris State after winning just one game all year last year. They get one win here this weekend to start the season off. 1-1-0 is their record, and so is the RedHawks after the first 2 games of the year. 33-20, the shots were won by Ferris State here tonight. And that goal came with 3:12 to go in overtime by Picorni of the Bulldogs to win it for Ferris State here in Game 2 of the series. See if we got your final stats for you up yet or not. We do. So again, we said the shots won by Ferris State 33-30. Ferris State won the face-off battle 35-29. Bulldogs went 1 for 6 in the power play. Miami scoreless in the power play tonight, 0 for 5 after again they had a great night on the power play last night at 3 for 6. So that was a point of contention for the RedHawks here tonight. Ferris State 10 blocked shots to Miami's 8, and the penalty minutes led by Miami this evening as a tally of the RedHawks 14-12. They led the penalty minutes here this evening. So, Miami falls here in Game 2 of the series. They head back to Oxford for a week off. As a lot of questions to answer here after this loss in overtime, that's for sure, especially on the last play by Miami. But you know what? Plenty of positives to take away. If you look at the big picture of things, you got an offense and plenty of transfers and new faces. If you're the RedHawks, they look very promising with increased improvement. You have a goaltending situation that looks to be pretty in good shape, which it was last year, but now you got more depth in that position. And defensively, some new guys that were added in, namely Will Cullen, made a big impact here this weekend. You had guys like Dylan Moulton and Jack Clement really improved from where they were at last year in terms of their ability. Robbie Drazzer was good this weekend as well on D for Miami, and that side is looking better as well. So again, I feel like tonight it was just plainly the effort, especially in that second half of the hockey game that Miami really struggled with. And if you can get that on your side and put in just a little bit more effort and enthusiasm, I know they were tired, I know it's a Sunday afternoon game, but I feel like if that was inserted even in the last play, that power play goal, then we would be having a much different conversation right now. Nonetheless, you can't change the past. RedHawks fall 4-3 over Ferris State here on this Sunday afternoon at Ewigleben Ice Arena in Big Rapids. Again, Miami is off next weekend. They go to Michigan State for a Friday-Saturday slate, October 15th and 16th, over in East Lansing against the Spartans. And the Miami home opener scheduled for that next weekend, Friday, October 22nd, in the first half of a home-and-home with the Falcons of Bowling Green. So we want to thank you so much for joining us here this evening from Big Rapids, Michigan, and last evening as well, if you were with us, for the series split for Miami to open up the 2021-22 season. 4-3 your final here for Big Rapids this afternoon. Patrick Geshan saying so long and good afternoon from Ewigleben Ice Arena and Ferris State University tonight. We're back with you on the air for Miami hockey in a few weeks against Bowling Green. So thank you everybody for listening, and we hope you'll join us later on in the season as well. 4-3 Miami falls against Ferris State here this evening. Thanks for listening everybody, and take care of yourself. Have a great rest of your Sunday night.